Many of us, we always say, I know this, I have this information, I know this very well, I can easily do it, and things like that. We go on and on. How many of us live the way in which we have to live? The life is extremely that putting that knowledge into action is more important. Just getting the knowledge, getting the information is not enough. Today, once again, BAMS has taken an initiative to have a wonderful knowledge session, knowledge sharing session, which will be a lot of practical hints which will be given. We are not supposed to just gather that information, but implement it, because this COVID-19 has turned all our way of life, the way of our thinking, the way in which we have to move on, the way in which we have to live. In future, definitely we have to put on with this particular COVID-19. It is not going to go away. That is what people say. So we have to learn how to live with it, both in the mental level as well as with physical level. I welcome Dr. Subhrajyoti Bhaumik to our session, and I would like our friends Subhrajyoti and other friends who are here, Ramakant Patra sir, other faculty members of the VAMS, and all those who have come over here for this meeting. I welcome one and all of you on behalf of Bharati Vidya Bhavan's Institute of Management Science, and on my own personal behalf. Welcome to all of you. Let us learn, let us hear, and let us put it into practice, and we live with this COVID-19. Thank you. Welcome once again.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, can I start the presentation now?
Yes, Dr. Yeah, sure. Please start.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everybody, and thank you.
Dr. Sab, you are not audible.
Among the general population, and that has resulted in a lot of different issues. And I'm going to talk about today about simple tips which the World Health Organization has given. I worked there for 3 months as a volunteer, and what we can keep doing in these next few months, because as we progress, we have to live. Director Sir said that we have to live with COVID, and this is a real reality which many of us, even if we don't like, we have to understand that we have to live with COVID. So give me a minute to pull my presentation. I think it must have been uploaded by now. I will pull my presentation because I have kept few tips for the population here, that what they should do to keep their mental health proper, their physical health proper. Few tips from the WHO, few tips from our Ministry of Health and across the globe. So let me pull that presentation up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience, and let me just pull that presentation up. So before that, let me, I think 70% of this has been uploaded. It's a 9 MB presentation, so it's a big presentation. And this is let me first understand that how many of you have ventured out. I think if we can, because we are coming to the hospital on a regular basis. Currently, as we speak, there are close to 1,70,000 cases in India. And as we speak, we understand that the number of cases are going to increase. We have to live with COVID-19. This is going to become the new normal. So there are few bodies in India which have released the new normal guidelines today we are going to talk about those guidelines. Specifically, the body which I want to mention about is the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization's India office, along with FICCI, which is one of the leading bodies in the Indian industry, has come up with the guidelines at workplace. I understand that I am in midst of academicians, teachers, professors who are going to continue with their work, but they should also be aware that how they should keep their workplace according to these guidelines. So few salient points will be there in the presentation on how these guidelines are going to help you. Then we are also going to talk about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Let me begin with making an appeal that please don't self-medicate. I have seen that, my patients, sometimes they are not able to come to hospital. They are not able to, because the chambers are closed. They have started self-medicating. Everybody of us has the Google doctor. So, but then is the Google doctor, Dr. Google, is he or she reliable? That is what we need to ask ourselves. A simple example was hydroxychloroquine usage. Hydroxychloroquine has come into the limelight in the famous remarks of the American president, and also with the ICMR, the leading medical research body, where which has asked to use it in specialized population. So, do we need to use hydroxychloroquine? The answer is no. When we say we, for general population, hydroxychloroquine is not recommended. I have seen people standing out of the pharmacies, including the pharmacy at Peerless Hospital, and buying hydroxychloroquine for their near and dear ones, for themselves. Let me tell you that this is not to be done. If you are not sure about any medication, please, please, please get in touch with your doctor. You must be aware, and I think I utilize this opportunity, that India is one of the few countries in the world. In the last month, India has made telemedicine a modality, accepted modality of treatment in the country. So any doctor sitting anywhere can consult through telemedicine modality. So this is a law now. It is allowed by the Indian law that you must always consult. So I have opened up my presentation. Let me ask Shobhoshachi, are you, because there is this, I have already opened up the presentation, and are you able to see the presentation? Shobhoshachi, can you help me? Are you able to, can you unmute yourself and tell me whether you are?
Can you?
Yeah. Are you able?
Yeah. It is not. No.
You are not able to see the
Visible in the
presentation.
screen. Can you please share it? An option of sharing
Yes.
the PPT.
Yes.
There is an option.
Yes.
Sharing the presentation. Kindly.
I have opened it and edit this. No.
Please share option. Please option.
Because I am
If
not
you
seeing the
see,
share.
there is a.
I told you I'm not an engineer. You have to bear with me. So let me see. Because this is
No problem.
absolutely
Just
activities.
there on you.
Yeah, I
Just
am
go there
seeing
and
at
click on
the.
the share option. There is an upload mark is there. Yeah. Upload mark option is there. Just click on that. You can share your screen. You can share your PPT out there.
More five. Okay. Are you able to see it now?
No, not yet.
No. Can I email
No
it
sir.
to
No
you?
sir. It is not
Shobhoshachi,
visible.
can I email it to you? Will you be able to? I'm doing it with the help of my
I think
mobile
that's
phone.
better.
I think I am emailing my PPT to you.
Okay. Email me.
Can you
Okay.
just show our
Okay.
people, because that should not be the rate limiting step.
Sure. Please.
Because I have made the PPT to
Okay.
just give
Please
few
email me.
important points in my mind, and I know where I have to stop. And yeah, I am sending you.
No problem. Please send me the. Please.
Yeah, I am sending you the PPT. Okay, I have sent you the PPT. I have sent you the PPT.
Yeah,
And in
please.
the meantime, I am trying
Yeah.
to see, because this is on the mobile phone and it is pretty new to me. I'm just trying to figure out. I see a lot of people, 191 meeting participants. This is a lot of people I just saw. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your patience. Just give me, Soposhachi must be receiving that, and if he can share, we can go through what is important at your level. Um, because this is also a take-home message that how we should manage stress when we are not able to handle it. I did not put much of photograph. I put more photographs into it. Throughout the body, you might feel vague body ache. You might get into a subclinical depression. So that is resulting into a clinical depression. Okay, so there finally, I think the presentation is up. So let's go ahead. Thank you very much, Shoboshachi. I really appreciate your help. Let's go to the next slide, Shoboshachi. So I think we're going to talk about, as I was mentioning, mental and physical well-being during COVID pandemic. We have already mentioned, this is a novel virus, novel coronavirus. Why it's novel coronavirus? Because coronavirus existed in the human race, and there were different kinds of coronavirus where the infection happened. So, but this is whatever information we have in Wuhan, in China. It's believed that the virus jumped from a bat to human beings with a new genetic makeup, making this a novel coronavirus infection. And the first reported case was reported to the WHO by the Chinese authorities on 31st December 2019. And it was declared soon. It was seen that many countries in Europe as well as the United States reported cases of this coronavirus infection with a rapidly alarming phase, resulting to declaration of pandemic. What is pandemic? Pandemic is epidemic involving more than two continents. So it has to involve more than two continents. Asia was already involved, Europe was involved. Now we have cases from all the Americas and Africa as well. So it's a pandemic which was declared by the World Health Organization on 11th March 2020. Next slide, please. So if you look at the World Health Organization, World Health Organization database, and I would request to everybody, this is the first take-home message. You must be getting a lot of information on WhatsApp. In this era of pandemic, you actually are going through infodemic. Lot of information is coming. Lot of information is coming. Please, please, please understand which information is authentic. Authentic information gives you the power to take the right step. Always refer to the World Health Organization. Currently, the World Health Organization has confirmed close to 5 million cases with 350,000 deaths being reported. Next slide, please. This is the World Health Organization Corona dashboard. And we will see what the WHO mentions. Can we go to the next slide? Yes, this is the dashboard for India. In India, there are close to 1 lakhs. Can you go back to the Indian slide, please? And we have close to 1,65,000 cases and 4,700 patients have died. So what do these numbers do to us? Next slide, please. It's taking a lot of time to change. Next slide. Yes, these numbers lead to stress, and especially 24/7. These numbers are being spoken in the electronic media, in the newspapers. There is no other news which is being reported. So all what is generating is stress. What is stress? Stress is the process by which we perceive and respond to certain events which we perceive as threatening or challenging. Right now, I underwent a stress, so I could have just kept on. I was not sure of how I could, how this threatening situation would end. So, whenever we are pushed into the lockdown, pushed us into a future which was not very secure, people started having stress. Let's go ahead. So, is there data about how workers feel about the stress? Yes, there is data in the study which is done in United Kingdom. Those workers, they said they felt COVID-19 was one of the most stressful period in their entire life, and the men were more stressed because they were not able to attend meetings. They had missed a lot of work. All of you academicians, you've been asked to stay at home and not to go to your colleges. You've been advised to take classes online, and I can really feel your, sometimes we might not be, we might be great as management professors, we might be great as, I would say, I'm a great as a medical professional, but I am not very good in managing these apps, in managing these new environment. So it results in stress. And there is, in the United Kingdom, this has shown that it increases illness and health issue. Can we go to the next slide, please? And this is a study from Iran. There are more than 10,000 people who were studied, and they looked at just doing a point surveillance or a point prevalence study of how many patients, how many normal people were suffering from stress. If you just look at more than 1,000 patients out of 10,000 patients, 10% of the population was suffering from very severe anxiety, and close to 2,000 patients, 2,500, 2,300 patients were suffering from average quantity of stress. And this is really alarming. In India, we have just finished our study. I have headed that study of looking at stress in the population in India. We are going to publish that study very soon. And I'm sure that the figures are not going to be different. The figures are exactly going to be same. Next slide, please. Stress has a deleterious effect on our body. It can result in, increased chances of cold and flu. Definitely, we don't want a cold and a flu at this time because we are scared of COVID-19. It can result in depression. It can result in eczema, skin disorders. People who are stressed, they might find that they have got their bouts of eczema. There's something known as post-traumatic stress disorder. And I anticipate as a doctor that once, even if COVID-19 goes away, these few days, these 3 months, or I would say if the COVID-19 stays for at least a year, this is going to have a serious permanent anxiety effect on the patient, on the population. It can result in stomach ulcer. In certain cases, it can result in heart disease and aggravation of asthma. Next slide, please.
So,
Yes.
sir, in the last slide, it was showing that stress can result in asthma.
I'm sorry.
So, in the previous slide, it was showing that stress can result in asthma.
In result in what? In result in
Asthma. Asthma.
asthma. Yes, it can result, it can aggravate asthma, can result in certain patients, it can result in asthma because, as I said, I don't want to get into details, but just for your information, it can result in asthma by releasing neurochemical hormones like histamine. I would, for the benefit of everybody and for the, for the time purpose, I would like to finish the presentations first and then take the questions. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sir.
let us finish with the presentation first and then we will go into a question answer round. Next slide, please. So how would you protect mental health during the corona virus outbreak. Some tips from WHO and other mental health organization. Next slide. So there are basically 5 tips, like how you have 5 fingers. Let us see what are those 5 tips for your mental well-being. Tip number 1, next slide. So first and foremost is be active. You have to run around, walk around, and be physically active to benefit your mental and physical well-being. Because the moment we are active, there is release of serotonin, and we feel good about ourselves. We burn calories, our systems function. So please be active. Just because it's a lockdown, don't stop your general exercises. Don't stop your general activities, which you can do within your house. Next, please. Connect. This is a good time that you should stay connected to all your loved ones. You might have a brother or a sister living in a separate city. Call them up, have video calls, talk to them. Probably you might not have been able to do that for a long while. Talk to your old lost friend. Get away from social media, talk to them. They ask them how it's been going and make some future plans. So this is very, very important that we keep connecting to our loved and near and dear ones. Next. Keep learning. I think there is no age as there is no age as the upper age limit of learning. Keep learning a new course. There are, I'm sure with the entire the entire academic system now going online, and if you go to websites like Coursera, there are 75 or 80 courses from Harvard University which are available online. Utilize your time. Keep learning about a new skill. Make yourself more. Use the free online resources and enjoy the podcast. Listen to TED Talks and keep your minds active. Because when we teach, we learn. Do some webinars, do some training programs for the people through for your students through which you can share your knowledge and keep learning new skills. Next. Take notice. This is a time when I think nature has asked us to slow down. We were really, really very active. We were just playing around with Mother Nature and polluting her. I think let's take notice of the smaller things in life. Let's take notice. If you are into plantation, do some gardening. Take notice of how life and nature moves in, and also get away from the digital world as much as possible. Try and limit your time for the digital world. Don't keep checking your WhatsApp messages every second. What's new? What's new? Where is the COVID-19 infection happening? Let's not look into those kind of information. And I mentioned, please refer to government websites for reliable information, because moment we look at unreliable information, we get stressed, and we have to really look at that. Next, please. We have to start giving and acknowledging our life as, I would say, a good. This would help us to become at least a good human being. Let us give back something to the society. This is, I think, if there is an opportunity to give back something to the society, we must do it. We had the devastating Amphan last week. If we can do something for the society, if we can volunteer. And I must share with you that volunteering at a hospital might not be a very bad idea, because you will feel that you are contributing to the cause. Even you can come to my hospital and volunteer. You can come to my hospital and volunteer for research as well. Come and let's do some work, constructive work together. And you can also, this will give you a feeling to be part of this corona war which is going on in the country and in the world. So at least keep these 5 things in mind. Next. This is also very, very unfortunate that, because of this lockdown, people staying together for a long time, there has been an increase in stress, and stress in males have resulted in more violence against women and children. So for my women friends, for my colleagues, and who are listening to this presentation, please understand that this is a very common event which is happening right now across the globe. So the Western countries have reported 100% increase in home violence by their partners. I will not be surprised if the same pattern is present in our own country. The take home message would be, please don't, if you are being subjected to home violence, don't take it lightly. You must report it to authorities, and there should be a zero tolerance on home violence against women and kids. Next. So this is how do you manage your anxiety? And let me tell you, this I've been telling all my patients, avoid excessive exposure to media. There are people who have opened ABP Anando or whichever channel they like, new in India today from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the night, and they're listening to the same information again and again, and they're getting tense. Connect, please keep, I would say, just stick to half an hour time of watching television. Don't watch television. Keep half an hour time for reading the newspaper. Things are not going to change if you keep on listening to the news again and again. What we can do is we can play our part constructively to change things. We must have some time to practice self-care. Go walking for half an hour, if not possible outside, then within your roof. At least go to the roof start and maintaining social distancing, walk for half an hour, do some free hand exercises, focus on mental health, try to connect. Now, another group which is being named, which has been seriously affected by this lockdown, are kids. And kids don't react in the same way as the adults do, because adults have a lot of they're much more open to their outlet. So reassure your kids that they are safe. It's a temporary phase. This will pass by. Talk to them. Ask to them what are their worries. Share your skills. Share with them that I talk to my there is some noise. Can I request some people who are not muted? Can they keep their mic muted, please? Thank you. So, when I go back to my home from hospital, I talk to my daughter about what are the issues which we are facing at the hospital. Nurses not available. How important is personal protective equipment, and what we are doing. So many patients are getting cured of corona. So it is not only the positive, not only the negative things which we talk. We also talk about positive things. And let's maintain a routine. And I don't have to tell you, already the online classes for schools are going on. So let's try and maintain a routine. For some of you who unfortunately might go into quarantine for coming into contact with a COVID-19 patient, remember, quarantine is for the benefit of you and for the community at large. This does not mean that you will be shunned away. Your quarantine is given for 14 days to understand whether you develop signs and symptoms of COVID-19. When you are in quarantine, keep in touch with your friends, with your families, your loved ones through text and phone calls. Maintain a routine, go through them, read a book, some construct and watch movies, and focus on relaxation techniques through meditation or yoga. Next slide. Next slide, please. So how do you improve your physical well-being? Shobhushachi, are you able to see the slide?
Yes.
Right?
Well,
Yes. So how do you improve the physical well-being?
oh,
Patients who are on chronic diseases like hypertension, diabetes, kidney, and liver should continue their routine medications. I've seen a tendency of people with hypertension leaving their medication saying that "Ekhon to আর লাগবে না." That is not correct. If your BP is proper with hypertensive, antihypertensive medication, please continue the same. Again, I would say, please do not self-medicate. Just because you have heard hydroxychloroquine is to be used by healthcare workers, it does not give you the authority to go and buy hydroxychloroquine from a pharmacy shop. Please don't do it. Please remain in touch with your doctor through telemedicine facilities. Please go for a walk within the campus if allowed or on your roof and do light free hand exercises for 30 minutes. Next slide. So till the slide comes up, let me go ahead with the presentation. I think if you're going outside, please maintain social distancing, and I would strongly recommend avoid crowded places. I
it
would say
visible to
that
you,
if
sir?
you, yeah,
Hello.
yes, tell me.
Slides visible to all of you?
I
Yeah,
don't
is
see
the
the new slide.
slide
I don't see
visible
the
to
new
all?
slide. No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. New slide is not visible, sir. It is old one only.
Slide is not visible.
Old one only. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay, okay. Okay.
So when you're going out, please maintain social distancing. I've seen people going out to market every day in my complex. Those not required. You don't need to shop right now. It's not the time to shop. Please don't go with buying 1 kilo of potato one day, 2 kilos of tomato another day. You should do your shopping to the minimum, because you never know. There could be an asymptomatic vegetable seller who might be spreading the infection to you. Please do regular hand washing and do it as in the correct way as recommended by WHO. If you go to the YouTube website and just type in WHO hand washing step, you will see the different 8 steps, how it has to be done for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Because just rubbing the soap for for a couple of seconds is not going to do hand washing good. We must wear masks. Government of India has made it mandatory that whenever we're going out, cloth mask. Preferably, this is what I'm wearing is a surgical mask. If you see, it's a triple layer surgical mask. If you get hold of a triple layer surgical mask, it is good, but this is not reusable. So once if you use it, you have to throw it away. But cloth masks are reusable, and Government of India guidelines tell you that you must have at least 2 cloth masks, which you can alternatively wear. And in case of fever, respiratory distress, you must visit a hospital and get yourself checked, not only for COVID-19, but for any other infection. Now, I will quickly run through the next slide, please. The WHO India guidelines and FICCI guidelines for workplaces. What can institutions like you do when when you are going to join back? What is expected? What is going to be the new normal? I don't see the slide changing. Please change the slide.
Is the slide visible to you?
No.
Hello, Dr. Bhumi. Can
No,
you
sir.
see the slide?
No, it's not
No,
changed.
sir. That old one is visible, sir.
Can you see the slide changes now?
No, sir. That old one only, physical well-being, few tips that sir has already discussed.
It is on the new slide actually. The physical distance is here to stay, as per the my screen. It should be reflected there, but there is
Yeah,
some
but it's
delays
not
going on.
reflected. There is a lag. There's a lag which
Yeah,
is happening because I wanted to speak.
yeah. The latency is happening due to the network speed.
Yeah, so let me go ahead. I think we are already delayed. So let me go ahead, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Please,
I
please,
think
please, please,
physical
please go ahead.
distancing is here to stay. That is what we have to imagine. We cannot now expect the way how we used to operate, in the pre-COVID era. Employers will need to restructure their physical settings, and this includes said having physical barriers between people. The new workplace has to be, if the people are going to come alternatively, then they have to be reserved workplaces for people who did not have a place to sit. Their places have to be reserved, maintaining adequate social distancing. There has to be new etiquettes for canteen. Especially, let me tell the audience today that we will not be able to mingle, without maintaining social distancing. So there has to be new etiquettes for canteens, elevators, and other common areas. We have to use more sanitizers, reusable face covers and gloves have to be in use. Thermal screening is going to become a part of our life. So they have to be screened. Thermal screening has to be done at the entry and exit points. It is not only going to happen in hospitals or in malls, but all institutions, including the academic institutions, have to implement it. This has been recommended by the WHO India office, and this has been supported by the FICCI in the country. Greater importance will be now on infection control and disinfection. So cleaning of the surfaces with the help of alcohol-based solutions are going to be in place. Biometric records are probably going to go away. There is going to be more, interplay of artificial intelligence using face recognition tools. মধুচন্দ্রা ম্যাডামকে ফোন করো তো বলো আমার একটা সেশন চলছে ম্যাডামকে বলো যে উনি ওনার একটা পেশেন্টের ব্যাপারে কথা বলবেন ওনাকে বলো যে আমি মধুচন্দ্রা ম্যাডামকে বলো যে আমি এটা শেষ করে যাচ্ছি so biometrics are going to go away. We have to be also flexible in terms of, at least if you look at Cambridge, University of Cambridge has cancelled all classes for this session. They have going to have only online sessions. So I think the academicians, the senior administrative academicians who are sitting here, they have to take a call whether you're going to call in the entire class, because the organization, with whether we are able to maintain physical distancing here or not. But the University of Cambridge, I have read it in news, has cancelled physical classes on the campus for this particular session. So this will mean that we will have more online classes, we will have more flexible working, and people are going to work from remote locations. Employees will be expected to learn new tools and new acquire skills probably on artificial intelligence. They are going to be, the work-related travel is going to reduce drastically. Only essential work-related travel will happen, and other travels are going to be, they are going to be cancelled, and all meetings are going to happen through digital platforms like this. There will be businesses through digital technologies and using artificial intelligence and communication. And suppose, God forbid, you have a COVID-19 case detected in any of your institutions, what will you do? There will be panic for sure, but there is no need to panic, because people who will come in touch with the patient will become contacts. So who are actually contacts? Let me emphasize on this. If you have worn a mask and the suspect and the patient had worn a mask, and these two masks, usually if both of the patient and both the contact and the patient has worn a mask and the contact has been less than 15 minutes, then it does not make you a high risk contact. This is as per the World Health Organization. So you need not undergo an isolation. You need not undergo an isolation. This has to be understood. There is a lot of wrong information going around. WHO has defined who is a high risk contact. So a high risk contact is somebody who did not have a mask when both the patient and the high risk contact came in touch for more than 15 minutes. They are high risk contact. They have chances of infection. And the government of India has also laid down the guidelines. And you also have to understand that when you are interacting with very important healthcare workers, they are also under tremendous stress. So if some kind of sensitivity has to be at your end when you are interacting with the healthcare workers in these institutions or on telemedicine, and try and tell them every possible details of your case and try and not suppress any information, because the healthcare workforce is facing a tremendous challenge, unprecedented challenge of managing a disease which is still evolving on a day-to-day basis. So my only appeal to you here is that we must be transparent and clear when we are interacting with our healthcare colleagues. A lot of this anxiety could be taken care of by if we are doing regular meditation. And many people would say that I don't know how to meditate, and what is the suggestion on that. So I think if you just go to YouTube and you put in Art of Living Meditation by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. In fact, today this slide is not moving unfortunately, but I had put this information on the slide that today evening at 7:30 p.m. there is a live session, meditation session by Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar on YouTube. Just attend those sessions, put a reminder, get a subscription of this. This is happening on a regular basis so that you can take care of your physical and mental well-being. Before I end, couple of few things about about using alcohol and smoking. Many of us are addicted to alcohol and smoking, but let me tell you, this is not going to help any of us. With stress comes the increased crave for taking alcohol and to smoke more. This is only going to aggravate the situation. I have many patients who have come and asked me that we have heard that alcohol increases immunity. This is totally wrong. Alcohol, under no circumstances, any kind of alcohol increases your immunity. So this is totally wrong information. So what are the take-home messages? I think the first take-home message is COVID-19 is a new disease, not only for you, but for the doctors. So an information is evolving and you will get new guidelines. So bear with us, be patient. Mental health directly affects physical well-being. Take care of your mental health, it will take care of your physical health. It is very, very important to stay positive. I am coming to the hospital for the last 2 months, and we have, at one point of time, our hospital had at least, 25, 30 patients. We are also scared, but we have to be positive. We have to be positive. We have to do our bit to manage the situation. Let's be positive. Let's have an optimistic frame of mind to improve our mental health. Let us stay away from news. I'm again requesting the learned audience to restrict their time from media to learn a new skill. People who don't know how to cook should learn to pick up cooking. Practice yoga so that you can develop a positive frame of mind. Please don't self-medicate and keep in touch with your doctor, who will be your right person to guide you through telemedicine facility. Right now, there is no approved treatment, but prevention of the disease is the best strategy which has been recommended by international and national medical bodies, which can be done by social distancing, avoiding crowding places, regular hand washing in the right way and in the right time, and wearing of mask. I wanted to end on a positive note that India, though has 1.6 lakh cases, you know, the 1.6 lakh cases, more than 60% of these cases have cured. So India's current cure rate is very, very high. So we have to be very, very positive that 82,000 patients have already got cured and they are back at home and they are living normally. So let us be positive and let us be informed and fight Corona together. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take them.
Good afternoon, sir. Uh, I have a question. Sir, what is the function of thermal scanning? Does it only measure body temperature or something else?
No, it is basically a preventive measure of not allowing anybody who has got a surface temperature. It measures surface temperature. So anybody who has surface temperature more than 100°F, that person is supposedly should have fever because the surface temperature is usually less than the core temperature in axilla, which is the difference is 1 to 2°F. That means this patient is suffering from fever. In this pandemic scenario, we don't want to mix our mix people. We don't want people to mix, especially those people who have fever. So it's a kind of a surveillance tool to segregate those people who are possibly coming into the system with fever.
Sir, since there is a restricted movement or decreased movement during this lockdown period, can this lead to leg pain, particularly cuff muscle pain or aggravate sciatica pain?
See, I don't think I'm the right person to answer this. I think an orthopedician will be the best person to answer. But with my limited knowledge, let me tell you that sciatica gets aggravated if you are not doing regular exercises and maintaining a normal posture. So, with respect to sciatica, if you are not, if you are not into a regular routine and doing regular exercises, yes, definitely it can aggravate sciatica.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else want to ask any question to Dr. Bhumik?
Sir, I have a question.
It has been a wonderful presentation. Compliments to you for all the informative, information. Grateful to you for the excellent session.
Sir, I have a small question to doctor.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, for your regular exercise, you told about physical exercises to be fit. If social distancing is maintained during this lockdown period, can we go for regular morning walk or evening walk? If people are not around us there, we can walk.
Yeah, see, in a country like India, where there are 1.3 billion people, and in West Bengal, where there are 7 crore people, and in a city like Calcutta, physical distancing is going to be difficult, to be honest with you, But currently, morning walks are not allowed as per the government advisory. Morning walks are not allowed. So what I would say is, if I would be you, that is what I'm doing. I'm going on my rooftop and I am walking there for 25 minutes to 35 minutes. At least on the roof, if you maintain physical distancing, not everybody is up there and you can maintain physical distancing, it will definitely be allowed. Having said that, let me tell you that with the wearing of mask, with wearing of mask and if you maintain social distancing, this infection cannot really catch you. So yes, as we are hearing from 8 June, the government of West Bengal is planning to open up a lot of activities. They are planning to open up a lot of activities. So if we maintain physical distancing with usage of mask and with regular hand washing, we can definitely go walking as well. There should not be a problem. But till today, the advisory says that the children and the 65-year-old people should stay at home because they are at high risk of their outcome might not be that good. So till the advisory is there, I will not be able to advise you to go out and have a morning walk. But definitely you can always have a rooftop walk. That is always allowed.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Sir, there are some special precautions for lupus patient.
Yes, so I think that's a great question. So lupus patients, I won't say there is any special precaution, but I think if the lupus patient is on hydroxychloroquine, then you are generally protected, because there is
Yeah,
a
yes,
group
sir.
in there is a group in Italy. They are about to publish a study, Italian rheumatologist, where they are proclaiming that in lupus hydroxychloroquine is being used, and they have found out that these patients have been infected less. These patients have got a better outcome. So I won't say there will be the general precautions like any other patients will remain. Lupus is not considered a negative, is not considered a comorbidity in infection, because lupus, there is no such data, at least I am not aware. Whatever I have read, I have not seen any data published that lupus causes a bad outcome or a bad prognosis in COVID-19 patient. So there will not be any special, I would say, advisory. Advisory will be to maintain social distancing, regular hand washing, and maintaining mask when you are going out.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Is anybody asking a question? Please be loud. Can't hear you. Can you please be louder?
Anyone from the audience? Do you have any query? Please ask Dr. Bhomik. Because we will take questions for, we can take question for maximum 5 minutes more. Then we have to wrap up this session. Because he is a very busy doctor, it is our honor indeed to have him onboarded for this particular webinar. So if you have any more question, please ask him immediately.
Sir, you told that we should not take self-medication. It is a very good idea you told, sir. But nowadays, due to seasonal problems, sometimes we are having cold or flu, and we are afraid of whether it is COVID or not. And we are also afraid of to going to government hospitals, because there are so many patients are coming there, and private doctors are not available. In this regard, what to do, sir?
See, I'll tell you, if you have mild fever, if you have fever, you can always take paracetamol, because that is what is recommended. Plus, don't take aspirin, or don't take Disprin or aspirin, because there are literature studies available in the world which are saying that in COVID-19 patients it has caused negative outcome. So for mild fever, I think paracetamol is fine. If you have certain, you can go ahead and take anti-allergy medications like levocetirizine.
Levocetirizine, Montelukast can be taken, no, sir?
No, Montelukast, I will not recommend Montelukast, because it is a completely separate indication. There is no requirement of over-drugging yourself. Over-medication is also not right.
Only
cetirizine. Only levocetirizine. And if you are seeing that your fever is remaining for more than 2 days at least, and it's a high fever, does not respond to paracetamol, you have started developing, a dry cough, and you are feeling that something heaviness in the chest is appearing, please don't sit at home. I would say there are many private hospitals, including PLS Hospital, which are providing the services. Please come to hospital. It is better to come in early than to come in late, and especially in case of elderly people, because if the treatment is delayed, then it can have a negative outcome. But again, I would reiterate the fact, please get in touch with doctors through telemedicine facility. There are a lot of apps now available which the doctors are using. You can pay the fees upfront and take the telemedicine facility. They will be able to give you the prescription. It is mandated by the law. Government of India has made telemedicine a law now. So it is an accepted method of treatment.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, madam.
Now, third day. I want to ask you that, what did you did with sir.
I request the audience please mute your mic. I request the audience to mute your mic, please.
No, this is very rude.
I think she's asking
Is there any more query?
Is she asking a question?
Learn nicely. Take the book, learn it nicely. Learn it nicely.
I am sorry, but I can't hear her. So if there are no more questions, I will probably log out. Thank you everybody for this opportunity, especially Shoposhachi for getting in touch. Shoposhachi has been wonderful in arranging this. Kudos to Shoposhachi, and apologies once again for the technical glitch-ups which happened. I'm sure I learned a lot, and next time this will not come as a stressor for me. So that's what I am taking home as a positive thing. Thank you, everybody.
To share your precious experiences and precious guidances to us. So I have one question. Can I share your slide with the audiences?
Yes, please go ahead in a PDF format.
Okay.
In a PDF
format,
sure.
Please
share it to the audiences in the PDF.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Bhumik. So I will share your slide to the audiences in the PDF format. And Biswarup sir, can you hear me? Biswarup sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. I request you to summarize the session, and then we can conclude. I mean, we can close this particular webinar.
Okay. So what Dr. Bhumik has a wonderful presentation that he has recommended for stay away from the infodemic, that is identify the authentic information and only referring to the whole information. Then he has referred to managing our stress and anxiety, and he has quoted 5 ways to do that. The first way is being active by doing physical exercises for minutes. Second one being the connect to the lost ones or maybe your friends and relatives. Then third will be the keep learning some new tools. Fourth one is taking notice of the environment. Fifth one is developing giving attitude to the society. And definitely much more stress is being given on managing the mental framework and mental health of our this time. And he has particularly said some new normal techniques like what is risk of contact and whom we call the high risk contact, and we must be clear and transparent when dealing with the health workers, and then trying art of living meditation techniques. This will help you a lot in managing with the stress that is prevailing right now. Having an optimistic attitude and becoming positive, and staying over from the overuse of social media and news.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Biswarup sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Principal sir, am I audible to you? Hello, Professor Patro.
Sir, unmute yourself.
Principal sir, are you there?
No, his audio is unmute. Shoposhachi sir, you can conclude.
Okay.
You can give the voter times.
Okay. So I thank all the audiences for joining with us. Thank you very much to the professors, to the industrial resource persons, and other students who have joined us. And thank you, especially I am quite thankful to Dr. Bhumik to take up his precious time for us and guide us how to live up during the COVID and post-COVID era. So thank you very much. And for all the participants, I will email you the slides shared by Dr. Bhumik, and definitely you will receive your participation certificate over email. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everybody from our participant sides also, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So much. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.
Am I audible? Sir, am I audible?
Yes. Hello. हाँ सर
हेलो
আপনার আওয়াজটা কেটে যাচ্ছে
ওকে
হ্যালো
কেটে যাচ্ছে
I think some network issue is going on.
Hello.